Hey guys, so I am loading up. I'm still having computer problems and they're not quite stabilized yet, so this will be another short show today while I get everything kind of squared away. Got kind of an interesting set of things going on here. I'm trying to load Clip Studio in hopes that we can get this kind of going. And it's slow goings. There we go. Yes, I'm still asleep. Good morning, Andrew. Man. There we go. Got this running. Boy, this took forever to load. Get that going there. There. I am fighting the system. Here, let me turn down the chimes for you. The xylophone. So, Andrew, earlier this week I was working with Dave Coyle, who's a local musician, and we made a little trade where I did his logo for his show, and in trade he's going to make me a new set of music to play under there, so you don't have to worry about the chimes anymore. And it'll be all David Coyle music, which I really appreciate because I'd rather have local artists anyway. You know, let's get kind of the community together. So, I actually can just forward that. How about that? Get it past that part. There we go. More like that. Okay. So, there we go. So that's what we're doing today. Good morning, my friend. So, all right. I am working on this piece, which is an Elio from Airship 27. We're only going to work for about an hour on this, but I want to kind of get as much as I can on this one done. This is another one of the Ron Fortier pieces right here. So let's go ahead and get to work on it. All right. So I have... I noticed something up here is going on. This must be one of the glitches that's kind of happening on the system. Go ahead and close this down. Got all these great poses for the little. I'm showing a friend of mine all the cool things you can do with the 3D models here, but that has very little to do with this. One thing I don't find as menacing on this particular piece is I don't find this to be as menacing. So let's make it more menacing. Excuse me. Sorry. You kind of bring this along like that. We're just tracing in these lines. Right? And I might make these bigger later, since this is all a vector. That's a 4 effect line. Let's do a real G-pen on this. I like these 4 effect lines, but they're not helping me any. So, these G lines, or not the G line, but the G pen is great for this kind of thing. Also, I love the stabilization. Stabilization's making this so much better. As I'm starting to have that moment of, how did I live without this program? You know what I mean? Okay, we're just going to go ahead and just put claws out here. I want this to be intimidating and scary. That's what we're after here, is intimidating and scary. I'm going to go ahead and just do this with this arm. Noticing the direction of these is sort of confusing at best. Okay. I am totally going to take advantage. Noticing that's not absolutely black. I'm going to take advantage of the vector cut tool through here. A second, I'll show you how that works. It cuts to the intersection, which is great. All right. So we'll use the vector eraser in here. Just whoa, undo. We can bring the size down, and then you just cut to the intersection. Isn't that cool? I love that. It saves me so much time. You won't believe how much time that saves me. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put in these. These are, I don't know what these are, but they look cool. They're like missile packs or, I don't know, shield things or widgets. I don't know. They just look neat. It's funny. This is not a scene that we use for any other part of the book except to establish this kind of continuity in the story. So I didn't spend a lot of time thinking it through like I did with the characters. Obviously, the characters we're going to spend a lot of time with. We're going to be discussing things with them, things like that. So I wanted to do a lot of work on the characters, but I didn't really work that much on these bots. So there we go. Stabilization is your friend. There we go. So our neighborhood, we had an interesting effect, or an interesting thing that happened last night in our neighborhood. Why? Somebody in a truck drove up to the end of the big street down here and then disconnected. It had a trailer, like a camper trailer. I guess the camper trailer caught fire. I don't know what happened. But he just disconnected from the camper trailer and drove off. And then he drove through the neighborhood for a while. Find that interesting as well. And then left. Needless to say, the police are kind of looking for him. It's kind of a weird thing to do. But he did it, and so there's that. Just a weird... Every so often, this neighborhood that I live in is a great neighborhood. There's no break-ins. There's nothing like that. But what we do have is very weird moments like that, where you're like, okay, well, that was weird. But that's the story for today. The police were out all morning, and they've been kind of, patrolling around and looking around. Weird stories. Just weird stories today. So, here we go. Every so often, you just kind of have to go, well, okay. And think, well, that's a strange thing. So, let's get the weird stories here. We have a lot of things that involve flame, I noticed. Something about this stretch of street, the big street, not our neighborhood, but the big street, has about 5 or 6 years ago, it's been 5 years ago, a guy was driving down the big street and his car just burst into flame. Like, burst into flame, just burned. It was the weirdest thing. Never heard of that happening, but it did. Weird stories. Our neighborhood's known for this. Just weird. In general, weird stuff, I guess. So, hope you're still there, Andrew. Hope I didn't lose you. Or are you just and today because you're working? That makes sense. Go in here and I'm just going to put in this like gun, I think would be cool to have on the end of the scorpion stinger here. You can kind of see that the brush is running a little slow, and that's intentional. I've turned on stabilization to stabilize my drawing, and that's giving me these really nice smooth lines. Which works beautifully for this. Let me go ahead and do that. There we go. There's some legs in here. There we go. There. So this is that forward claw on this. I've noticed that I think I have given our wonderful little mecha here like 8 legs. I guess I must think he's some kind of arachnid. Okay, check me on this one. How many legs does a scorpion have? I thought it was only 6. How many legs does a scorpion have? 8. They just look like... So they have 10 limbs. That's what I'm looking for here. There are some nasty scorpions. Why do I do this to myself? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Why do I do it? You know what this really is? All this is a bug with pincers and poison. I don't know why I do this to myself. Okay, so they have 8 legs. Okay. Come back over here. We'll give him one more leg right here. Work. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now he's into the ground. And we'll put rubble in here at some point in time. So we've got kind of this going for him, and the road here has been buckled because this guy's standing in it. We'll put that there. And he's got some kind of like crossed legs here, like this. Right? That's not what we're looking for. Undo. So this is the beginning of his pincers, which sit right in a ball joint right here in this front little, like, I don't know what you want to call this little donut shaped piece underneath. You're gonna do this, and do that, and this piece there. Right, there's an access port here, which you can get to if you have, because this is some kind of armored kill machine. So I presume you can get to it if you've got better access than the average Joe. Not something you just normally carry around with you. So now we're looking at this piece in its entirety. And what I really want to do is emphasize this part of the scorpion. So we're going to go in and do the effects. Yay, I love the effect things. Adjust the line width. We're going to scale it up. And we're gonna make this take the brush down. Alright, I'm going to do this. Zoom in a little over here. I really just want this guy and that guy to be thicker right through here. And all we're doing is just making this look a little bit more pronounced. Right? We want that to be a little bit more pronounced. Because we want it to pop from the guy behind him. Right? So, there we go. Just like that. Right? And this is... There we go. Just giving it a little bit more oomph. Right? You can see now it's already starting to stand out from the behind, from the neck behind. There's a lot of confusion going on between these two. So I'm going to make this guy stand out a little bit more. Right? Just this line. There. I'm not going to lie. I am really digging what I can do with Clip Studio. Right. And scale that down just a little bit here. There we go. Just a little. Got a little wonky there. And then we'll take and do the opposite with this guy. Right? He's behind, so we're just going to bring that down a little. De-emphasize some of this. I don't want to de-emphasize all of it because we do have to separate from its background. But all these areas where it gets close to touching, kind of want to de-emphasize it just a little there. And bring that down. Alright. And that'll help us delineate that scorpion mech from the mech behind it. It helps a lot more if I turn that off too. There we go. So that's one of the things we're really doing here is kind of de-emphasizing that and emphasizing this. So I'm going to go on ahead and emphasize the outer edge of this guy too. I really want to work on that. So we're going to go in and get close here. I want this outer line to be pretty sharp, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to scale it up like this. And we're just going to scale this guy up like that. And this is giving just some feel to this. I sound like I know what I'm totally doing in Clip Studio. It's awesome. I really don't. I have no idea. But I'm fascinated by this line increase decrease function I've never had before. It's fascinating to me. Can I go through here and make all that a little bigger, right? Right through here too. Just kind of bring that up. Or like this, bring his head up a little there. I'm going to now go in and fix it because I've now made it look like I spilled ink all over the place here. Look at me spilling ink. There we go. Just go through here. Not as much. There. We'll fix this area, I think, a little. Noticing that my scale down is not as dramatic as or is more dramatic than my scale up. Not sure what that means. Probably should set the settings a little different. All right. Let's go in and do a little bit of adjustment here on this. Right. Here we go, just like that. I'll make these down here heavier so that it looks heavy. We really want that to be heavy through there. Now that Scorpion Mech's really standing out. We'll come along right here. We've got definitely some openness between the two. Whoa! Undo that. There we go. I'm getting very line happy here, it looks like. Oh, look how cool this is. That's great. Are you doing it artistically, or are you just having fun just scaling up lines? I'm having fun scaling up lines. It has nothing to do with the artistic value at all. That's all right. Sometimes that's what this is all about, right? That's what we're doing here. Just having fun. Art's always about that, to some degree. Really trying to get that effect here of, let's go, scale up is 1.3, scale down is 0.5. Seems to do a lot more. So I'm going to, let's see, now it doesn't scale as much as 1.33. I find this fascinating. I find it very fascinating that it's different. Right? through here, and all I'm really doing at this point is, first of all, I'm getting aggravated with this line. These lines right here. Now let's go in and clean those up. What I really want is this guy right here to be wide. Just him. Not anybody else. Because we really want the scorpion mitt to stand out. You're on. So you can hear me, I guess. I mean, guessing everybody can hear me. Alright, I'm going to thicken that guy up a little. And here he's on the bottom side of this, right? And I'm going to go through and do the same thing over here. Now we're cooking with Mazola. Now what we need is looking at this, a couple of things. One, really want to talk about this guy here. There is a simplify vector line function too, which makes all of these guys simple, right? So that whenever I hit the control points, there's only two. I love that. So we're going to go in here and take a look at these lines. Because the truth is, I want to move this guy over to like there. Wow, he is all kinds of weird. No, not you. Oh man. For simplifying, you are not simplified. There we go. I'm just going to go on ahead and do this, and this, and this. Because I really need him to be like that, I think. That-ish. And then I can take the eraser and just go like that. And then I'll kill to the intersection, which is I just added a whole bunch of points, didn't I? You're not helping me any. Okay. I'm relatively new to Vector, so this is kind of a new thing for me. Getting into this vector drawing stuff. There we go. We just want that to be over a little more. There we go. Good. Good. Okay. Now that we've done that thing, whatever you want to call that, we're going to go through and do the same thing here. We're going to adjust the line width and scale it up because I want this to be up more, but only towards the end, like that. But I want you to be noticing it. I want you to see it, and I want you to have the feel that there's some kind of definite. Another thing is, if you look at this from a distance, this little section right there, right? This guy, right here, that joint right there needs to be just a little bit bigger. We're just adjusting the line width. Got to admit, I am duly amazed by the capabilities of this program. I feel like it's got kind of rough through here. Like through this part specifically. There we go. Just like that. There, okay. So now I feel like we're getting kind of to the point where this is feeling pretty good. Through here, and touch this here. I'm going to stabilize this a little bit more. It's remembering the values in between. I don't know how to fix that. Makes it look like the pin's kind of I don't know. All right. There we go. So just making that thick around that outside edge here so that it's easy to identify these areas where it gets really kind of confusing. Like right here. Right, this all belongs to the Scorpion. It does not actually belong to the robot. So he needs to have really thin lines right through here. Whereas the Scorpion bot needs to have much more thickness there to really delineate the two picture or two items, right? There we go. Now, I talked to Ron yesterday about whether he wanted this to be grayscaled or not. And he liked the idea of the grayscale picture that we did before. So I think I'm going to go on ahead and grayscale it in, which will help us a whole lot with the final product of this. But one of the problems that we've got is I've got to make sure it's the right size. So, which I'm not 100% sure about on this first illustration. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open. I'm not going to be here in Chang Lee. I'm going to go back all the way to Ron. Ron's a long ways down, isn't he? So we've got this Elio board, Art Master board, which tells me the right width of everything. Right? And I can already see that maybe we've got a little bit of a problem going on here. I'm wondering if I can't just transfer that. I guess I can't. That's a shame. Because it's already wider than I expect it to be. Right? It's bigger than I want it to be. So I must not have gotten the instructions on how to deal with this guy until... Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. We're still working on all of the controls here. Move layer. Move layer? I don't like move layer. Good. What I need is the resize. That's what I'm looking for right there. I'll bring it down a little right here. Bring it down a little right here, maybe. This will tell me a lot more about what's going on. I really want this guy like here. All right, let's give some ground clearance on this. Okay, there we go. And that's how we get all this straightened out, hopefully. Now I just need to extend out all of these, which will be no problem. Space, zoom in, space. Those two are fine. Go here, control point. We'll just grab this control point. I hate the fact that all the control points are not actually where they need to be. Here we go. It's like 16 control points here. We're just making sure that everything extends past the page. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. We just want to make sure that these control points aren't part of our problem child. We really don't want them to be a problem child. If I fill in anything underneath here, like a background or a color, and I rasterize this, excuse me, they're mowing again outside, so I'm allergic to the Hey, hay fever. I think I'm funny. All right, there we go. All I'm doing is extending these lines past the paperwork by a long shot. Because I really want this stuff to be... These guys specifically need to be beyond the art, or beyond the paper. And then whenever I do... So I'm bending this one because it really does turn sideways and head out. There, work there like that. Make sure that's clear. And here we go. We're just going to zonch that to the line there. Oh, puts it back to the line. That's good. We're just extending the control points out, as many of them as we can, to kind of get this to work. There we go. Hi, Brent. Good to see you, my man. Kind of missed having you around. So we are working on Ron's illustrations for the book, and I'm using Clip Studio Paint's full mode effect or thing. I don't even know how to call this specifically, but I'm using Clip Studio Paint. It's got this full function vector mode, which I've, not to be confused with Starfleet's multi-vector attack mode. Those are two different things. Anyway, this full function mode is really nifty because I can now draw with a pen and it turns it into a vector line. And then I can edit it. I can edit all these lines. Look at all these lines. I can edit anything I want. And I just drew this. I hand drew it with a pen. I think that's so cool. But more importantly, I can adjust the line width, because I actually do want to kind of adjust this just a little up here. Not a lot. But I feel like it's disappearing. I don't know, it's disappearing. So like that, which allows us to do all this amazing stuff with the lines to bring in their width and make it more dramatic. Really, I'm just really excited about this. It's the little things in life, right? Thank you. I think it looks really cool too. I'm going to give all the credit to Clip Studio Paint though, because all I have done is just dink with things. That's all we've done here is just dink with stuff. This is a good program, and it comes at a good time. I'm having a real problem with Creative Cloud's server right now. Their authentication server is... You called me out? I missed it entirely if you did. Were you on Instagram? Where were you? Because, I'm not on Facebook right now. So But yeah, you can call me out all you want. It's all good. The reason you haven't heard me reply is because I didn't see it. So whatever you called me out on, it's totally cool, my friend. That is fine. I don't mind. Especially if I'm wrong. That's the best part, is that's what we've got to do, is be wrong and accept that. Okay, so we got this guy up here. Yeah, it got a little too political on Facebook, and I really kind of found that too stressful. I think everybody should, walk away every so often from social media and just give it a break, and then they can come back. Let's see if I can get any closer here. But that's okay. I mean, sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes we all just need a break, right? Let's make sure that nothing is... Can I bring you back? I can. What about you? There we go. So, what'd you call me out on? Maybe I could defend it here. And we'll just do that, because I actually like that effect right there. This kind of boom, 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 like that. Oh, that's not calling me out. That's cool. And I don't know, I might have space for that. We'll have to see. We've got quite a few characters now in that game. But we're going to split the party. So I might have... Right now we've got 8, and that's more than I can handle as a GM. But it looks like my wife might take one of the crews. And since we're all on board an Akira class, the Akira is a through-deck ship, so she's got all of... I want to say it's deck 7. I think it's deck 7. Maybe deck 8. Deck 7 or 8. All of it is just one big shuttle bay. All the way through, from the bow to the stern of the saucer section, anyway. So the thing is that, the Akira carries 10 fighters, Peregrine class fighters, and also has a runabout in there. And so I thought, we could have one group of characters using the runabout and one group of characters using the main ship. So we could split our team and then have 2 GMs running 2 different adventures completely. So that's entirely plausible. But also, at the moment, if that individual is local, one person you might want to have them hook up to is Dustin. Because Dustin's running our game, and he keeps adding and subtracting people at will from that game. You could end up being any one of the characters in that game. That'd be fun. But, yes, if you want to tag me, though, go on ahead and PM me that information. Or have them PM me. And we'll talk. That's totally fine. I thought you called me out for typing something wrong about Star Trek. That's funny. I'm like, I'm totally on board with you. Yeah. Okay, so I've just gone through, and all I'm doing now is just cleaning up some dots and lines, and I love the fact that I can do that. I just love the fact that, I can just kind of clean these things up. I'm actually going to adjust the line width and scale up right through here on this sort of, not rib cage, I guess, but this line right through here. Right? It's like this guy right here. I'm just going to take this line, and I want just that line to come up. And then just right around here. There we go. Yep, and you should. And you should. You should always call me out. Especially if I'm totally wrong and off base and bonked on some idea. You're like, what are you thinking, guy? Don't be bonked. I'm going to go here. I'm just going to tag that. Tag that. Can I get that here? I just need to... that's rough. It's hard to get these intersecting lines here. I really kind of want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just adjust the line width down. And I'll just get closer to this line right here and then just tag it like this. Now see, now you're just being mean. That's part of it right here. This line's all messed up. I've gone backwards on it somehow. That's part of our problem. And now I can extend it way over here like this. And then I can take the eraser and just go work. Ha 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 ha. There we go. And now it's right. There we go. Yeah, if you PM me, then I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I don't want to get near Facebook at the moment just because I know that if I get on there, I'm going to realize that I've got 400,000 messages and I'll have to go look through them all because I just feel compelled. And so I'm staying off of the actual app itself, but I did find a little standalone app that just runs Messenger. So I don't need to get on to the actual app there. Here we go. Okay. Now what we've got going on here is the same thing right here. I want to fix this guy. I also feel like, see how this just doesn't look interesting at all? We're going to have to do something about that as well. So, we're going to hit the control points. First things first, make this guy stand out. Because he's just a big, fluffy mess, isn't he? Look at that. Alright, now he's gone. Alright. We've also got this control point here, which I feel like needs to be back. My Discord username ought to be the same as everywhere, so it should be GS Davis Art as well there. Not 100% sure. Kind of still new at Discord. Don't quite know how it all works yet. So give me some time to kind of, these young whippersnapper kids, they all understand all these things. And when I say whippersnapper kids, I mean Chelsea is really what I mean, because she's a whippersnapper kid and she knows all this stuff. And I don't. I just kind of have problems figuring it all out, and that's okay. But when I get kind of confused, I go to Chelsea and I'm like, help me, Chelsea, because like I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, my Discord server ought to be about the same as everything else GS Davis Art, but I'm not 100% sure. Yay, found me on Discord. Woot, woot, woot. There we go. Branding works. Don't say that branding doesn't, because it does work. Let's back to this half point here so I can hit both of these lines. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to look at this guy here because I think that's the only other point that I really want to work on. Everything else looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do. Yes, I should be, but there is a GS Davis Art. No, there may not be a GS Davis Art server because I have no earthly idea how to make that happen, but I will. There will also be a GS Davis Art Reddit subreddit at some point in time, but I don't know how to do any of these things. So I'll get there. It just takes me time to do this stuff. I've got to break from the other things I'm doing at some point in time and just get to it. And that's all. There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing right there. We're trimming it up now, right? Little teeny things like right there and right there. They're just weird. Right? This guy needs to be just connected. He needs to be connected. Like that. There we go. And this guy's just weird. Right? I'm just cleaning up the weird. Sometimes every piece of art just has weird. And you just clean up the weird. Ooh, they're definitely mowing. I can tell because I am a sneezing. That's how I know that they're mowing. I'm just cleaning this up so that they work well together. Right here. Okay, so I made sure that I intentionally crossed out of that line so I can go work. There. And that little joint now fits and works real nice. Do feel like I'm cheating here. Yeah, I could see that. If I did do a GS Davis Art Discord server, it would be all about news and stuff like that, about like my comics and things like that. Might not be a bad place to put like discussions about my stories and storylines. Might not be bad. Who knows? Okay. So, we're going to head back here because I'm actually short today. We're going to be running short. Mostly because I can't get the Creative Cloud server to start. So I don't know how much more time you've got, Britt. We can chat for a minute or two. Because actually I'm not in any hurry to leave. I just can't start the next project because Photoshop's crashed. So we'll start with, I'll just sit here and hang out and chat with you for a minute or two. And actually I might look up Discord, see where I am with my Discord server. Discord. I don't actually have the app on here right now. Open Discord in the browser. That's me. I don't have... let's see here. Let's get in here. I'll log in on this screen so you can't really see. Because you just started lunch. Yay! Kind of want to start lunch too. This is not the account I want. Why does it keep putting me in here? I accidentally started the wrong account. I didn't mean to start this account. I just did, and it's wrong, and now I can't. It starts by default here, and I don't know how I got here. So, let's see here. We're going to log out. There we go. Yes. So part of this is that there we go. That's the, yes. In-game overlay. Okay, good. So what does the number mean? It says GS Davis Art down there, and then it has a number. 1294. I don't know what that means. There we go. Right? No, so you posted this, and it totally is true. Because I actually asked them to put an LED light widget in my computer, which you can't see because, sadly, it is on the other side. But the other side has a plexiglass window. So I can see the fan light sitting there and doing its multicolored thing. So, you're absolutely right. He was saying, 21st century nerds, why does older sci-fi have useless, colorful, blinking lights everywhere? Also, 21st century nerds, I need more useless, colorful, blinking lights everywhere. And it's so true. Okay, I am... This looks like maps? I don't know what this is all about. This looks like it's... I don't know. So, I got invited to a group with a bunch of people. So, there is that. So, okay. So, now I have a history with you. I have a history with you. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're actually making comments and stuff like that. Oh, we've got a lot of restream stuff on announcements. Well. Okay, so I'm looking at all of these things, and I'm like, wow, I don't use Discord that much. So let's start a server. Let's figure out how to start a server. Actually, it looks like I've got a server. Okay, I've got a server. It's already there. There's a channel called GS Davis Art. I don't think anybody's there. So do I invite people? Let's invite you. Invite you. Now, at least you can live on the chat. Right? There you go. I've invited a friend. That sounds good. Now you can join my channel. I mean, all it's doing right now is giving the alert, the general alert that the Restream bot's giving a general alert that I'm broadcasting, which is kind of cool. Okay. Yay, I think my mic died. I can't access its settings while streaming. Okay, so when I type... Well, now you're over there on you. Right? No, I can do that. Computer! Red alert!
Red alert. All hands to battle stations.
It does work. I also can make it so that I can go, computer, shields up.
Shields up. Defensive posture.
But I have to make sure that whenever I do, oh no, I'm reading from 427. I know you can hear me. I'm just looking at all of the. I really should. That's fun, isn't it? Being able to do this. I can also do computer, party lights. All the lights are all different. Every one of them is different. I am so easily entertained, Brent. You know, I'm just easily entertained. That's really what it boils down to. Okay, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15. So find it interesting. Yeah, I know, but it's cool. And recently, I've added the coffee pot as a smart outlet. So now the coffee pot turns on and off on command, and that's really cool. Smart outlets are great. So you said hi, and I'm not seeing it. Or is it just the other direction? Oh, it is. It's the other direction. There we go. Now that worked. Oh, and it shows up here. Okay, good. Excellent. So it goes the other direction on here. Usually the most recent's at the top, but I guess on Discord, the most recent's on the bottom. So, okay, so how do I make this public so anybody can join it? Or is that something I don't want to do? Does that work? How do we do that? How does this work, Brent? You're my young person today. Even though I don't know how old you are. But I'm assuming you understand this, so that makes you my young person. Okay. So, I've got to figure out. Should I start, are there sub-channels in here? If I do this, do I create a sub-channel? Huh. Oh. So is the site not set? Edit channel. There we go. General. Okay. Hey, look, it's a topic. Careful, you have unsaved changes. Hey everyone. This is the channel for DS Davis's art stuff. Okay. Show and stuff. Yeah. You have one that talks to your 3D printer? Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's a very good idea. I've also set a slow mode because I actually kind of like this slow mode. Permissions. Okay, so in here, I know this is super exciting, but like I said, at the moment, my Creative Cloud server is down. So we have issues. Computer, lights. So, since my cloud server is down, I can't use Photoshop or Premiere or Character Animator or any of those. So I have to figure out what's going on and why. At the moment, the Creative Cloud app is becoming damaged. I don't know what that means, but it says it needs to be repaired. You hit repair, and then the next morning it's damaged. And so you have to hit repair, and so the next morning it's damaged. And it actually isn't even the next morning. Now it's going to about, something to the effect of about 5 or 10. No. It goes for about an hour or an hour and a half, and then something goes wrong. It has something to do with its authentication with the server. But then it gets whacked, and it gets weird, and then it shuts Photoshop down, or whatever Adobe app I'm using. So we're working on that. We're getting it fixed. Okay. Wow, this is really complicated. Manage channel. Members with this permission can change the channel's name or delete it. Invites. Here's a list of all active invite links. You can revoke any of them. Hey, I should revoke it on myself. That won't go over well. What happened? I do. I have a sync or a username, password, or something. I went to Creative Cloud and or to Adobe, and I went through all of their steps. The first one was repair, because it says repair. Okay, that didn't work. The second one was to uninstall and reinstall the Cloud app. I did that. That didn't work. The third one was you have to go into my computer /users/ me / and it's like into the Adobe section and rename 2 of them. Oh yeah, I see. I should invite Pepper. I should. And can. So can you do a general broadcast channel that anybody can get to? Or do you have to have an invite on Discord? I mean, is there a way to do this broad and open so that anybody and their uncle can join and I can smack the microphone? Smack! I do need to invite Pepper and Brian, who I know is, so let's invite overview. Okay, you know what? I'm good. I figured this all out. That's fine. Create invite. Let's see if, hey, I'll invite you. That sounds like a thing. You can just join me, Brian, or not. So, okay. I invited Brian, so that'll work. I like Brian. He hangs out with me a lot. It happens. He's got a... Brian just said, we hope you brought pizza. Did Brian say that or did I say that? What's going on? Hey man, you are trying out this Discord thing. There we go. Okay. And I should be able to and add it to your socials as well. Yes. So I have a link tree. For those of you who... Anyway, he's like, sweet. Yay. Brian's here. So, yeah. Adobe died on me, so I'm spending part of my show this morning with no I'm not spelling it right. So, I've got an R in here where I don't need it. So, Nobi and then dragon, I guess. So, figuring out Discord. There we go. So there you go. At some point in time, I'm going to go on ahead and what? You don't want me to use the dragon part of your name? In Nobi? If I knew what the characters were for Nobi that you use, I could probably figure out what your name means. I mean, I'm assuming Ryu is dragon because most people. I guess it might not be. I don't know. I don't know why I'm making that assumption. I'm just kind of going along here. I just work here. I don't know. Okay, so the general channel is set for let's call this something like because it's like we've got the motor pool for Geek Tank. What should we call Nobi? So you're just using the Hiru character for it. Gotcha. Fair. So I'm going to call this channel the. And what? Let's see here. What would be like the general meeting place? The briefing room. We've got a briefing room, right? It seems like a thing because the captain's got an office forward in the. We've got that designed in from our original sort of thing. She's got a briefing room forward, captain's briefing room. So the ready room. Let's just call it the ready room. That works. Call it the ready room now. There we go. Now the main channel is called the ready room. Command deck would work too. I feel like command deck might be better for like patrons, right? A patron channel sort of thing. So we'll change that. Yes, I need help with permissions. How do I set up a non-private server? That's what I want to know. All right. I mean, because like right now I have to sort of roles members. I don't know. Because see, right? Well, no, I guess it does see both the Restream and the Restream bot. The orphanage. I like the orphanage. I actually kind of like the orphanage better than the ready room. I want to call it the orphanage. There we go. I like that one a lot better. The orphanage. I could call it Renum. Renum is the name of the moon of Bellatrix Rising. Yeah, I could call it Renum or Renum Prime or I don't know. Renum Prime is the name of the cities in Renum. I can't remember now. I have a map for all of this stuff. Right? The orphanage. Or on the Tamerlane ship, the newer one, they've got, what do they call it? There's the hotel, which are the two fins on either side of the bridge. Because on the Akira class, there's those two fins, and they're 2 decks higher than the bridge. So they call them the hotel because it looks like a hotel. They're just these towering things with rooms on them. And then way down on like deck 15 or deck 19 or something really, 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 really far down, there's 6 bunks. And there's no bunks anywhere below, say, deck 7 or deck 8. But then all the way down on deck 14, there's these 6 bunks that are on that's just randomly there. And so I was thinking they'd call that the monkey room or something like that. There was a name I had for it that was great. And I loved the name we gave it. But it was like the monkey room or something. But I'd rather it be referencing something out of the comic books, or not out of my RPG game. So we got to figure something out. The pit. Yes, the monkey pit. That's what they call it, the monkey pit. Because that's where the monkeys are. Because the only things on that deck are like sensor arrays and like not even phasers, right? Because the phasers on next gen ships are all on rings on the outside of the saucer. So there's not even phasers down there. It's just it's so funny. So yeah, it's just machinery. And there's these 6 bunks that are down there. And it's a lot of fun. And I did a count on the ship. And, and I realized that if you have individual bunks for everybody, then you only have 460 beds on board. And it says that the crew is generally 500 on that ship. So I'm assuming a lot of those are double bunks. Just saying. Not saying, but I'm saying. So I'm assuming that down in the monkey pit is a bunch of like double bunks. So you can hold 12 people down there on that deck. He's got these 12 people that are just randomly stuck way down on deck, 14, whatever. It's just like, poor guys, poor bummers. That's a bummer of a place to be. Okay. Okay, so the orphanage for right now, that's a good one. And then I'll go back to channels and I'll add a text channel. It's a private channel. And I'm not going to let anybody in yet because I haven't figured out what it is. You've been painting minis? That's good. I actually like that you've been painting minis. I think that's great. Who can access this? Why is this grayed out? Is it grayed out until somebody can access it? What if I don't want anybody to access it? Oh, yeah. 1.5 minis per day? Holy cow. Man, Brian's saying that he's been averaging something like 1.5 minis a day. That's pretty awesome, actually. Okay, so I can't make a channel that without letting a bot access it. I guess I have to let a bot access it. I didn't know that. Okay, there we go. We've got this under control, I think. Brian, are you watching the show? Are you able to hear what I'm saying? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Can you hear me? It's a moderator type thing. Okay, so Restream has to be my moderator in the private channel. That seems weird. Or maybe I just need to build a bot and have the bot be the thing in the channel. I might change that. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, I haven't figured out what the heck I'm doing in here. It doesn't really matter. You guys having... Now, I have a big question for you, Brian. Are you going to get together with these people and like stand in the same room and during COVID and stuff? That's going to be kind of scary. Oh, I guess if you're going to have massive armies, there's not a bad plan, actually. Just saying. Well, yeah. That's kind of cool. Oh, you guys are talking about 9th edition. I get it now. You're not talking about the 9th as in like 4 days from now. You're talking about 9th edition. I might also add, by the way, that Lower Decks starts tomorrow. I'm just saying. You know, just being the local Trekkie, and I know that you guys kind of... So there you go. Okay. Kind of worried to get the Discord app. I have the Discord app. Don't I have the Discord app? Oh, I killed the Discord app last night when I was trying to figure stuff out. That explains why it keeps trying to log me in as my other email address, which I logged in by accident, by the way. Car salesman slaps top of bear. Car salesman. Yes, it is on the same night as Geek Tink, but if it runs like every other show that's been running on CBS All Access, it'll just be available tomorrow morning at like 2 a.m. or something like that, and I will have watched it by the time the show starts tomorrow. By the time this show starts tomorrow, in theory. I have to see. But I am hoping that we'll have Lower Decks by tomorrow's show, and I can tell you my first impression of Lower Decks is. That's my battle plan. Who knows? So, we've got Lower Decks going. I'm going to actually turn that off because we're not actually doing that now. Alright, so I have figured out my channels, which is great. I am horrible about spoilers. Everybody dies. Oh, see? I didn't mean to say that out loud. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I actually despise spoilers. So I despise being spoiled. So I refuse to spoil it for you. I will just tell you my general opinion as to whether I liked it or didn't like it, or jury's out, or whatever. I am trying to not be picky anymore, and kind of, I was really down on Enterprise, and now looking back at Enterprise with many years behind me, I realized that I was too hard on Enterprise because it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's not the world's best, it's not the awesomest of them all, but it's still pretty good, and I feel bad about the fact that I was one of the vocal Trekkies that, younger days, when you're a younger person and you're not quite as bright, as you should be. I was still in my 20s when Enterprise started, so yeah. So I made a pact with myself when the Star Trek 2009 came out that I was going to deep breath, not nitpick, but just enjoy it for what it was, And I actually really enjoyed Star Trek 2009 and Star Trek Beyond. Those two movies are great. And then when Discovery came out, I did the same thing. I went on ahead and deep breath, and there were some things that I was like, I don't know what they're doing. What are they after here? But the truth of the matter is, if you go back and watch first season of TNG, or first season of Deep Space Nine, or first season of Voyager, all of them are rough. And second season of Discovery, I liked a whole lot better than first season of Discovery. And I liked Picard a whole lot on season 1. So there's that. It's sort of a thing. So, there was some weird kind of plot holes and things. You're like, gosh, you guys could have tightened that up just a little more. It needs a little bit more cooking in the oven. I feel like season 1 of Picard could have stood one more rewrite. But that's okay. You look at season 1 of TNG and you're just like, whoa, guys. We could just mention Code of Honor. The Naked Now, Code of Honor. The first 4 episodes are just brutal. Except for Encounter at Farpoint. Encounter at Farpoint was good. But The Naked Now is a literal rehash of The Naked Time. And Code of Honor, ouch. So, this is a great opportunity to share the testimony of how I got the cure for my herpes. Let's block that guy. Block user! I have a button. I blocked him. That didn't take any time at all. I blocked him total. That was awesome. I have a block total. Yeah, I'm not gathering a lot of people, but if you're gathering bots, then I feel like you're starting to get somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's kind of cool. Although I won't block them until after I've humiliated them a little bit. I'm just saying. I'm not saying what I'm saying. I know, right? That was an amazing bot. I hope that it blocked him on Facebook because I blocked him on the app over here, my little chat app. So I have no idea whether it blocked him in real life or not. I hope it did. Because that was pretty funny. It was awesome. He found a cure for herpes. Well, good for him. Good for him, I say. Find a cure for herpes. You do that. You do that. That's awesome. Oh, man. So, gosh, that was pretty funny. So I'm looking forward to Star Trek Lower Decks. I did a picture a couple of days ago before all of the server stuff started going wonked on. It's actually while it was going wonked with Photoshop. I did do a picture of all my characters for the new game in Lower Decks uniforms, and I thought that was kind of cool. So, kind of wish I'd done it now in Clip Studio, because Clip Studio is so much easier to deal. Right, that's my thought. More bots means more visibility. More people are seeing my show. That's good. I'm cool. That's cool. I did, on Monday, you kind of missed this one, Brent, but on Monday, I had a fellow from South Korea in here, which was cool. Sat there and chatted, and help me kind of do some work on the, I think you need a little more black there and a little less black there. And it's kind of cool. I mean, like, not a bot, a real living, breathing person. And I was like, wow, Korea, huh? I think came in on my Twitch server. So it was kind of cool. I was like, huh, who knew? Still cool. I was just like, I didn't know that, it was kind of cool that I had a visitor from Korea. My Korean's not up to snuff, otherwise I would have talked in Korean, but I don't. My Korean's lousy. I'm lucky I can speak Japanese. I don't know if I have to fight the languages, but I really ultimately wanted to learn Japanese, Korean, and Mandarin at least. It would be fun, but I haven't gotten there yet. I could totally be famous in Korea and be fine. I'd be happy with that. I've been listening to the music for a long time now, so I'm, already versed in the culture. I know everything about the culture because I listen to, like, pop music. If you believe that. So, all right. Well, Brent's kept me on here for like 38 minutes longer than I expected today. So this is going to be a short show, but kind of like playing with Discord. That was fun. So that's not a problem. I appreciate you keeping me on for a little longer there, my friend. I'm looking at like you can hear me well over the music, right? I mean, this is not unbalanced. I've got live wallpapers now, and the live wallpapers have a microphone function so that they can do the little, things. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, it looks like I can see the music, but I can't see me talking over the music. Huh. Weird. So, never really sure how well this rig works. Because, of course, if I listen to it, I can't hear my own voice. I'm talking. So I can't tell whether that's too loud or too not loud enough. So, okay. So, one of the things I am going to do real quick, though, is I am going to save this. Save as. I'm going to save it as Clip Studio format. That way, well, and that's what I've been trying to figure out here. Should I turn the music down to about here, maybe? Maybe like that, so that they're more balanced. Whoop! There we go, knocking my stuff over. So it's more like a balanced mix between the two. It should be balanced. It shouldn't be overwhelming. I'll bring it down a little bit more, like to here, maybe. Better? Because these high notes, there's these little boom booms, right here. I can hear them. Bing, bing. So I as long as that doesn't overpower me, we're fine. As I was telling Andrew earlier, my friend David Coyle is going to be doing some music for me in exchange for I'm going to be doing his logos and stuff like that. So I'll give him logos, he'll give me music, and I've asked him to do just a 2.5 hour long, just kind of strumming along on the guitar. And if that works, then I'm going to have music that's from David Coyle, which I would much rather have. Much rather have a local artist. No shade on Kevin MacLeod, who I'm using his music right now for this. It's just that a buddy is, always a better choice. You try to promote your buddies as much as you can, and David Coyle does good music. So, Yeah, muse style seems like that's the thing too. Lower is almost too low. How about there? That's where we're going to be. I could just put them both at the level point here. Make them both the same. Right? Keep it local. Keep it. I mean, I'm not. No shade on the rest of the world, but I think that all of us artists should hang together and try to figure stuff out, stuff like that. So it sounds like a thing. So okay, well, Brent, you've been hanging with me this entire time. I don't know how much more lunch hour you've got. Assuming you have just only a little bit more lunch hour left. So we're going to probably get tootling on here in just a minute. But yeah, I'd like to thank Kevin MacLeod for the music that we've got going here, and David Coyle will be doing the music soon. So I actually am going to build an opening credits sequence because I can actually play video now as part of this. I've got the little video function down here at the bottom of the screen, right here. You can't see it, but it's right down there. So I've got the play video function. So I'm going to start with opening credits. I've missed having you, my friend. I've really missed having you. You're a good fella to have around, and I appreciate you helping me with Discord. I wish I could get you to help me fix Adobe as well as we've fixed Discord, but clearly this is Adobe has something wrong with the cloud server app, and so I'm going to have an opening credit sequence. That's what I want to do. I just have to figure out what I want to do with my opening credit sequence. You know what I mean? I kind of want to do something with my opening credit sequence to be fun. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll get that all set up, and I'll do opening credits, and then we'll have music. But I want him to do. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. That's a good enough idea. I'm going to write it down because I know how this goes with me. I will forget. Credits with patrons. That's a brilliant idea, my friend. That's brilliant. I have never been this kind of person that's good at self-promotion. And I don't think of those things. Things where it's like, that's a totally logical thing to do. Absolutely. And then if I had closing credits with a list of patrons, you'd see your name or you see somebody else's name, and they would say, if you want to be a patron, come be a patron. So there you go. So anyway, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to get going because you have a topic for me to discuss? That's I don't watch enough YouTube, clearly. That's my problem, is I don't watch enough YouTube. So, burnout. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good thing. You know, Brian, boy, I worried about you, too. I mean, you move fast. Very fast through comics. So for those of you who aren't familiar with my buddy over here, he's a comic artist too, and he is phenomenally prolific, like scary prolific, producing multiple pages a day. And I had been kind of worried because the candle that burns brightest burns quickest. And that's definitely true of all of us. Truth of the matter is, my friend, you do you, my dear friend, just keep painting minis. It'll come back. The muse always does once, I mean, it always comes back if you just relax. So it's okay that you're out of commission and have been. I also feel like, as a side note, I've been trying to figure out how to get Springs comics back onto the plate, right? Because I feel like I want to do Springs and I want to keep going with Springs, but I don't know what to. Nothing's funny. Right now, I don't feel like anything's funny. I don't feel like the world is funny. I don't feel like there's anything funny. And of course, that's when we most need comic strips, right? Something to distract us. But I'm having a hard time because nothing's funny. Right? I have that problem too. I think, I don't know if you're up for shows with me, Brian, but you know what we could do is just get together and warm up and not do anything. There's nothing here. We're just sketching. We're just warming up. That's all we're doing. And maybe you'd be in for that. And maybe we could get together. I've been meaning to do that anyway. I did a little challenge to myself the other day, pulling the first character I ever created from 1989 out. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to redraw her today to sort of do a before and after thing. Boy, I couldn't get my proportions straight if my life depended on it. So I was thinking that maybe I should do warm-ups more often. Just nothing important, nothing needed here. We're just warming up. I can bring you into the show here, and we could warm up together if you wanted to do that tomorrow. I don't know if you're working tomorrow or not, but you know, I thought maybe if you wanted to, you could probably join me. And if you don't want to draw, you don't have to draw at all. We could just sit here and chat. That seems like a good topic for tomorrow's show, especially since I'm probably going to be preoccupied with Lower Decks and don't want to give any spoilers away and have Brett find me and then kill me. I'm just saying. So, we could do that if you wanted. You could join me. Do you want to join me? You could do that. So, that's maybe tomorrow's job. What do you want to do, Brian? You want to join me? Let's see if I can't put that in here. Join me. There we go. Well, there you go. Can't block you from getting tested. You'll just hack my computer. You know, while you're hacking my computer, Brent, would you please fix the creative? I mean, really? I mean, since you're up and close, you can fix the app. That'd be great. I'd love that. Okay, well, that's totally fine, Brian. You want to get together on Friday? We could talk about it if you want to get together. I don't know if you want to talk about it online or not, but we could certainly discuss it. So, I mean, that's definitely a thing we can do. If you wanted to do that, that'd be fine. Besides, nothing beats getting a Q-tip stuffed in your nose. Just sounds brutal, doesn't it? It just sounds brutal. Fair. Let's go ahead and schedule that in, and we'll get online. That seems like a good thing to talk about on the show, right? I mean, really, it does. So I'll go on ahead. This is my monthly schedule. Broadcast. Right? So we'll do that. We'll talk about burnout, and we'll Maybe we'll warm up or something. It's all right. Don't push. One thing I have learned, my dear friend, is don't push. If you push, nothing happens. I kind of want to see a series of pages came from the back of the fridge. Sounds like a Cowboy Bebop thing. Just saying. There we go. But yeah, Brian, let's do that Monday. I'll have you on as my special guest on Monday, and I'll message you just before the show, and you can join me, and we can come in here. And I might have temporary opening and closing credits. We'll see. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be fun? I think that'd be fun. Maybe I'll do like just me drawing and then looking at the camera, and then cut to a different scene of me drawing, looking at the camera, and then drawing and then looking at the camera. You got to admit that would be really funny. I don't think it fits what I'm doing, but it'd be funny, and sometimes I just like funny. So there is that. Oh man, just saying. Let's see, that's pretty. That's pretty. You and I can also talk minis if you want, because I've been painting minis too. That's my decompression. So, okay, well, cool, man. Why don't you join me on Monday, and we'll talk about burnout, and we'll talk about maintaining for artists, how to maintain. Good heavens. That's not a mini, though. I'm just saying that's a maxi. Boy, that's pretty, though. So, you guys can't see what he's posting, which is kind of a bummer. For those of you who are, I don't know, I see 3 viewers, and I have come to the conclusion, because I started out with no viewers, but I was talking to Brent. So I've come to the conclusion that some of you guys are not showing up on my viewer count. So let's see here. I'm going to move this over here. And there we go. And I'll do that. Let's look at this. Boy, that's pretty. That's pretty. Isn't that pretty? Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. So, see you later, Brent. Thanks for joining me, my friend. And I will talk to you later. And I'll see you on Monday, or I'll see you tomorrow at lunchtime, and we'll figure out what we're doing over here on this. But yeah, 120 millimeter base. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty big base. Like I said, it's not a mini. Just saying. I mean, it's gorgeous. And it is a mini. I'm just being horsey, of course. Of course. So, okay. Well, we got about 4 minutes left, and I'm gonna head on out at some point here, Brian. Brian, thank you for joining me on Monday. That'd be great. I would love that. I think that'd be great. We can talk about this. I think that's a topic that's very important. It's pertinent, In the meantime, I'm going to try to get an opening credit sequence, because I kind of like the idea of a closing credit sequence. Because then I can just switch to my closing credit sequence right over here. I say, bye, everybody. And it'll play the closing credits, and I don't have to worry about it. So even if I don't have an opening credits, I think a closing credits sequence would be cool. So, okay. Well, Brian, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining me on the show, even though I kind of drafted you. And for all the rest of you guys who are watching, I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and we can continue doing other things, and hopefully I'll have my server fixed, but I don't think I will. I have a feeling I won't. Although I do have a service pack update, looks like here, coming up, so who knows? Maybe that'll work. I don't know. For everybody, I hope you have an awesome day, and I hope you are having a great summer, even though I know we're all stuck at home and everything like that, and that is kind of a bummer. And I know that that's kind of wearing on a lot of us, but, keep the chin up, and we'll be over this. We were over this before, so we'll get over it again. Just kind of 2020 is kind of a rough year for all of us, but I hope you keep your chin up, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 10. Bye-bye.